Another Cardano news update for you guys, and this is really exciting. We're seeing the trading volume increase on the Cardano space. Argon and World Mobile are really surging at the moment. I'll look into the news around the Cardano native assets that are being listed on various exchanges, as well as this ETP. And there's some brand new news out from the Moneta team being able to deposit USDC onto their platform for USDM. Finally, I'll look into governance and give you guys a bit of an update here. We've got a lot of news updates here to go through. Let's get right into it. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, notification bell on your way in. Helps with getting this news update out there. Just a little like and a comment down below makes a huge difference. It really, really pushes that YouTube algorithm for me. So if you could do that, I'd really appreciate it. But let's have a look at the news here. We have the Cardano volume going up to 20 million ADA, and this is a lot more trading volume than we're used to at this point in time. Now, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, we are entering into the Basho era. So Cardano is made up of 5 eras. Basho was technically era 4 with governance right at the end, but we skipped a little bit. But I think scaling and smart contracts are both continuous developments and improvements of the chain over time. And there are so many different scaling solutions, and I don't think it will end after the next ones are released. It will continuously improve as the demands and growth of the ecosystem occur. But this is what we're looking at the moment. I mentioned this in the last news update about the various Cardano L2 solutions. We got Hydra, we have the IBC, we have Midgard and Sky Protocol. And we're seeing some really cool updates at the moment. But why do we actually need these scaling solutions? For the average user that is using DEXs at the moment, most of us see it as okay. Most of us see the operation just fine. But this is what we are looking at the moment. With large trades on the platform, it's totally fine. We're seeing fees that go through, and it doesn't really affect the large players out there. If we have a look at this, if you're trading 850 ADA worth of assets, the fees, the network fees and the DEX fees represents only 0.2% of that. But if you're doing small trades, let's say 50 ADA, that fee is 3.7% of that entire transaction. This, for small traders, is really discouraging. Or if you're doing lots of micro trades, if you're doing fast trades to do arbitrage, for example, these fees really add up, and having the reduction of those fees, but then increasing the speed of it as well, is really appealing. And these type of solutions, these L2 solutions, will allow for fast transactions, but then also cheaper transactions too. And that's really what we're after. And it will attract a lot more people, a lot more traders to the chain. And in comparison to some other chains like Solana, I have to say Solana, it's a lot more expensive. Cardano is a lot more expensive. But on the flip side, our transactions don't fail, and we don't have the amount of exploits that we see in a lot of different other ecosystems. So there's a lot of trade-offs when you go for those type of speeds. Now, one of the scaling solutions that I'm really excited about is Midgard. There's a brilliant team of developers behind this, and they've been talking about what they're building and what they're delivering for the Cardano space. And it looks like we are going to see the preview or even potential launch of testnet at Builderfest 2025. The Builderfest last year was a big group of the key Cardano ecosystem players getting together from all different teams around the world. They got together and brainstormed ideas and started developing things. And this is one of the things that came out of that. I don't know if it came out of that specifically, but there was a lot more talk of it afterwards. So I'm really excited about this one here. Now, the other really big project that is being worked on by IOG itself, and this is Ouroboros Laos. And this brings in a whole new way of flowing the transactions through the Cardano blockchain, and this does it concurrently in parallel. So you can do multiple different blocks in parallel, and they'll be put back into the main chain afterwards. But let me play you this clip so you get a better understanding of exactly what it is.
It really does come about from scaling, and this aspect of scaling is throughput. So it means getting more transactions on the network. And the idea is that the Nakamoto-Proust protocol does have limited scaling capabilities at the expense of being very, very safe. You can only produce blocks at a certain rate, and you can only have blocks of a certain limited size. So with Leas, what we wanted to do is have more blocks, more transactions, but still have all the safety characteristics of Nakamoto consensus.
And turning to you, Nicola, what will this mean for Cardano in the future?
Well, it highly depends on the outcome of the assessment that we are doing right now. But if everything goes well, we will have the fastest Nakamoto-style consensus in the blockchain industry and one of the fastest blockchain in the whole industry, Nakamoto and all the blockchain included. So it means that for people developing application on Cardano, the transaction throughput won't be an issue that they will have to consider.
And if you want to see the full interview there, this is the January edition of the Cardano Essential Cardano 360. I'll put links down to that below in the show notes, but you can also find that on the Input Output YouTube channel, and you can watch the whole episode there. Also includes an interview from the Fluid Tokens team as well, which is always really interesting to watch. Now let's have a look at this DePIN surge on the Cardano space. Now I've covered Igon quite a bit lately. I've got one of those Igon QS Cyclone Pros coming soon, I hope. I hope to get my hands on that and start playing around with it and see what I can do and start making some profit and earning some IAG. But this is really exciting. We can see the numbers here of the 24-hour price increase and market cap, etc., all go up for these two projects. And we're starting to creep up the top DePIN list projects in the world. So this is really, really, really cool to see both of these Cardano-based projects really push up the ranks. Now, this is a really cool milestone update from the Igon team, and this is 10 petabytes of decentralized storage. This is a massive milestone. So these guys are continuously growing their storage availability, and we're going to see bigger players needing this type of storage space very soon. And I believe they've been teasing out various different announcements too. So hopefully we see some more big players come into the space and use their storage, their decentralized storage. This is great stats from the team there. So we are only going to see this increase with more node providers, etc., especially with the Cyclone QSs going out to, I think 300 of them were pre-ordered. So we're going to see this number increase quite a bit and even more storage available too. Now, this was another announcement from the team, and I didn't realize this program was actually active, this liquidity provider rewards program. So if you're providing liquidity, I should say, in these various pools, you are then rewarded. The rewards for the pools includes Nuvella, Copy, Fact, Tokyo, Titan, Mint, World Mobile, Saturn, and IAG tokens. So we've got a big mix of really cool Cardano native tokens here if you're providing liquidity for the various pools here. So if you're a MinSwap fan, Wi-Fi or Wing Riders, Sunday Swap or Splash, there's lots of opportunities here to provide liquidity to earn a nice mixed bag of tokens from the Cardano space. So really cool stuff there. I'll put links down below so you can find out more details about this to get a better understanding of exactly how you can potentially earn some of these rewards. Now remember, there are risks when providing liquidity. There is impermanent loss on the various DEXs out there. A lot of people have been commenting in my impermanent loss video recently about what's going on. I don't understand why I've lost all my tokens here and lost all the value. So there are risks involved. Please be aware of that. I'll put links to that impermanent loss video as well so you get a better understanding of how that all comes into play when providing liquidity on various DEXs. Now, this announcement I thought was absolutely massive. Ditto is a telecom provider over in the Philippines, and they have 13 million customers, and they're bringing all those customers on-chain through their partnership with World Mobile. This is great. This is great. So we're merging decentralized connectivity and blockchain-powered finance to transform the Philippines. This is how they're doing it. 25 million Filipinos lack reliable internet. Millions remain excluded from financial services. Traditional telcos banking leaves too many behind. So this changes with this partnership. We're joining forces with Ditto CME to deploy DePIN-powered mobile access by Ditto Telecom, bring Ditto Telecom to 13 million plus users on-chain with DTACA, a blockchain-based financial ecosystem on World Mobile Chain. So this is really cool stuff. So this is all being built on World Mobile Chain specifically. So we can hopefully see this very soon. I don't know when this is going to be or deployed. So this is all about bringing in the various users from, I'm assuming, remote areas, because this is where World Mobile comes so handy. Being able to put in air nodes, but then link them up with things like Starlink gives really cool access, high-speed internet access to users in remote areas. You have the Starlink beaming down a data stream to an air node, and that air node can have a really big area of coverage, accepting 100 users, for example, in one little area. So that gives one Starlink unit a lot of access to users because of the World Mobile endpoint there, that access point. So this is a really cool partnership, and it really makes sense. A lot of the infrastructure in the Philippines, some areas just aren't there. It's not developed, especially in the islands. I've traveled through a lot of parts of the Philippines, and the internet connection in most places, the tourist places, is good. But as soon as you move out of that, it gets very patchy. So linking up all of those areas is really key. But then combine it with DeTaka, a blockchain-based financial ecosystem in World Mobile Chain, that just takes it to the next level. So people will be able to access the financial services through that via their mobile connection. So this is really good stuff. I can't wait to see this one come into play as well. World Mobile are always doing some really cool things. So congratulations to the World Mobile team and Dito Telecom for bringing this one into play. Normally when I'm in the Philippines, I just use Globe, but I have to say their services aren't always the best. Hopefully we see a lot better service provision from Dito once that is all rolled out with that Starlink backbone as well. So that'd be really cool to see. Now, this isn't DePIN specifically, but this project here, the Cardano Foundation, has been working with Georgian wine company. I think it's pronounced Bolnisi, but this is their case study written up of the supply chain tracking of the wines from these vineyards in Georgia. So you can read up about this one here. It's a really cool, end-to-end experience where you can track and verify where this particular wine is coming from and track its authenticity. So this is a really good showcase case study that other companies that are interested in tracking where produce is coming from and where it's going in the world can use for their own products and services. So this is a really cool case study. I'm glad that the Cardano Foundation are continuously updating the community with what is happening with this, because it was announced back in 2021. We heard a few glimpses and updates about it throughout the years, but it looks like the project is continuously still being worked on and more updates are coming through as well. So this is a beautiful landing page too. So check it out. Links down below for you guys. Now over to the exchange listings for Cardano assets. Exchange listings are really important for Cardano assets because the more listings we see with more liquidity and more access to different markets these projects can have. And this is from LCX. LCX is, I think it's in Switzerland. And NMaker team, I think they were the very first ones to enter the exchange and get listed on there as a Cardano native asset. And they really pushed the envelope for other projects to come on board as well. So now we can see a whole bunch of projects coming in, or listed, I should say. We've got Copy, NVL, Min, IAG, World Mobile, Pig, ADA, and Snex. We've got a couple of meme coins there. But this is just the first stage. The more volume we see on all of these assets, the more opportunities and the more value these exchanges can see for listing these particular tokens. So this is only in Europe at the moment, so you will need to be in Europe to be able to use this exchange, I believe. So if you are on the European continent and can get a account with LCX, try it out. Or if you have tried it out, let me know your experience. I'd love to know what LCX, how LCX is, what it's like, and if it's a good exchange to use. Now, the reason why I ask about what LCX is like is because I'm seeing a lot more of this. Various exchanges, such as Coinbase, suddenly delaying or slowing down withdrawals of ADA from their exchange. And it's a very strange thing. It looks like from this message that you can see on screen here that the Cardano blockchain is being delayed, it's slow, whatever might be happening, it's because of the ADA blockchain. When really it's all on Coinbase here. For some reason, whatever they're doing, they're holding on to the ADA here and then delaying it enough to send it later for whatever reason. It could be because they're delaying it because of staking rewards. Every 5 days, if Coinbase is staking that ADA, they get those ADA rewards. And if you are withdrawing your ADA before that 5-day epoch changeover, they don't get the ADA rewards. So it could be something as simple as that. And they just want to hold on to it for that little snapshot period so that they can earn those extra ADA rewards, and hence they're delaying it here. Now, this is speculation. They may not be doing this. Or it could be the fact that they've sold too much ADA within their exchange and they don't actually have the ADA to send back. That could happen as well. So this is the problem with centralized exchanges. There's no real transparency. There's no proof of reserves that's back there either. Now, Coinbase is a brilliant exchange. They were the first exchange that I ever signed up with, and I used them for a very long time. Their fees are a little bit high, and hence I moved off to different exchanges and Australian ones as well. So it's a little bit cheaper and easier to use. But for a lot of people, Coinbase is the way and entry point into the crypto space. So please let me know what your experience is with Coinbase, with whatever exchange that you're using. Leave a comment down below. If you have used LCX as well, please let me know what your experience is like with that exchange. Now, talking about exchange listings, this is a different type of exchange listing. This is the institutional investor type of exchange listing, and this is the ETP. Last Wednesday, 5th of February, Henrik Husman and his team at Nasdaq Helsinki welcomed us to celebrate the Virtune becoming the first issuer of locally listed crypto ETPs on Nasdaq Helsinki, along with the listing of 2 new crypto ETPs today. And this is the listing of the Cardano ETP and the Avalanche ETP. And this is really cool because it does bring in opens a new door for more liquidity to come into the space. But the downside is it also opens a door for liquidity to exit the space. So we can see bigger swings because of institutional funds coming in and out. So this is a double-edged sword. I love that institutional investors can come in and play around in the space now, but they can also dump on us at the same time. So please be aware of this. It is definitely a double-edged sword. But I highly welcome this, more institutional funds that can enter the space. Hopefully one day, we can see more stabilization of our crypto assets because there's just a lot more liquidity in the space. Links down below for this news article as well. So if you want to find out a little bit more about the listing, or if you are an institutional investor and you want to find out a little bit more, you can do so from the links down below. There's always a lot of talk about stablecoins in the Cardano space, and that's because we don't have massive exposure to some of the traditional stablecoins out there, such as USDC and USDT. Now, I did a big talk about this in my last video update about stablecoins and maybe the death of stablecoins as we know it at the moment, and the growth of the new ones from BitGo, for example, which have a lot more yield opportunities for the various exchanges out there. If you haven't seen that video, please do check it out. Links down below or in the top right-hand corner there. But this update from USDM is really cool. So I spoke to the team late last year, Matt, God bless him. He told me that they had the ability to pull in or get deposits of USDC. Because of the bank accounts that they were using, they were allowed to accept USDC. They had all the tech and everything in the background all ready to go. They had an Ethereum address, etc. So if anyone out there wanted to give them USDC from an EVM chain, they could. And this allows them to do so. So now they've released this. It's now open for the retail users out there. If you're on another chain and you're a big USDC holder and you wanted a nice, easy way to enter into the Cardano ecosystem without using a bridge, that's key here, without using a bridge, you can do so by depositing into the Moneta bank account and then getting the USDM on the other side. So that'll be transferred to you after your official bank deposit. So this is a custodial holding of that USDC in an actual bank account itself. So it's a lot more secure than putting it into a bridge. Now, not saying that the bridges out there at the moment that we have are insecure or have vulnerabilities. They are doing a fantastic job and haven't been hacked as far as I know. So One Chain, amazing job out there. But this gives more users a different way to come into the space. So if you're not technically minded, if you're not directly into the DeFi space and you're not using self-custody wallets, this is another way of going about it. So you can use your USDC from whatever bank account you got, transfer it into the Moneta account, and then get your self-custody USDM on the other side, provide it liquidity in the ecosystem, and start earning rewards from that. So there's lots of opportunities here for anyone that is holding USDC. And congratulations to the Moneta team for getting here and releasing this brand new feature for USDM. Now, this is another stablecoin that is entering the space. This is OBYUSD, or I don't know how to pronounce this, OBMARE. Let me know down below. But this is their brand new stablecoin. So this is part of YAM4. So it's a really interesting protocol. I absolutely love this one because of that no end date to when you need to pay off your loan. It's a really interesting model. I'll look into this one a little bit more and see where liquidity will play or be deposited once this is all launched and is on chain. So, but very interesting to see what the guys are coming up with here. Now, the YAM4 team have also released a new official white paper, and audit all in one location here. The links down below if you want to learn a little bit more about all the things that they're working on at the moment. Now, I'll leave you with this. This was a Cardano meetup in Singapore. Unfortunately, this was on Friday at the London Victorian pub. I'm in Singapore next week. So if Dave here could have moved it 1 week, I would have been able to attend as well. But maybe I can catch up with some of the Singaporean guys when I'm there as well. So that would be really cool. So if you are in Singapore, let me know. I'll be in the Philippines, Manila as well. So reach out, let me know as well. I'm trying to get over to Consensus in Hong Kong, but I might not be able to make it. There's just way too many flights I have to jump on to try and get there for, an 8 hours in Hong Kong and then fly out again. Last few news updates for you guys. Strike Finance, awesome stuff here that's going on. Check out their new UI. The perps are coming and also rewards from their platform as well. These guys are building some really cool things, derivatives on Cardano, really exciting stuff. And also Tokyo Wallet. If you haven't signed up for Tokyo yet, do try it out. This is a really cool wallet to use, mobile wallet. They're doing some amazing things, integrating Cardano and Bitcoin as well. So this is definitely a wallet to play around with and follow. Awesome stuff, Turkey, guys. That's it. That's all I have for you guys in this particular news update. Lots of stuff there. All the show notes and everything on the learncardano.io website. Sign up the newsletter there too. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification bell on your way out, and I'll see you in the next video.